When Michael Jordan temporarily stepped away from the court, it wasn't just the end of an era, it was the birth of a new one, with fresh talents ready to leave their mark. Among them, a certain Penny Hardaway emerged as a diamond in the rough, ready to shine. So buckle up as we delve deep into the court magic that Penny Hardaway spun and relive the moments when Penny cooked none other than the legendary Michael Jordan himself.
Michael fades, baseline jumper goes in.
That's right, the youngblood took on MJ and left an indelible mark. This is a story that's more than just a game. It's a battle of wills, a clash of egos, and a display of basketball brilliance. Penny's journey to the pros was unconventional, to say the least. From his college days at Memphis, he had a burning desire to make it to the NBA, and boy did he make an entrance. Drafted by the Golden State Warriors and then swiftly dealt to the Magic in a trade that involved Chris Webber, fans were baffled, skeptical, and maybe even a little bit annoyed. After all, Webber was supposed to be the next big thing. Penny was met with skepticism and doubts about his ability to live up to the hype, but it didn't take long for Penny Hardaway to silence the naysayers and carve out his legacy. Standing tall at 6 feet 7 inches, Penny brought an unprecedented blend of size, finesse, and versatility to the point guard position.
Look at that! Are you serious? Goodness gracious!
Point guard with the vision of Magic Johnson and the scoring prowess of a seasoned shooting guard. It was a revelation. And speaking of Magic, Penny became the perfect partner in crime for a young Shaquille O'Neal, forming a duo that was the stuff of every NBA fan's dreams. But here's where things get intriguing. As Penny's star continued to rise, he found himself facing the man himself, Michael Jordan, who had returned to the league. The torch had been passed, and it was time for Penny to prove his mettle against the very best. But hold on, we'll get into that. First, let's rewind a bit back to Penny's roots. You see, Penny's journey to greatness began long before his NBA days. The streets of Binghamton witnessed a young baller with dreams as big as the Memphis skyline. Dominating high school courts, he blazed a trail of excellence. Parade Magazine's National High School Player of the Year, averaging 36.6 points, 10.1 rebounds, 6.2 assists, and 3.9 steals. Points, rebounds, assists, steals, you name it, he owned it. From high school hoop dreams to college stardom at the University of Memphis, Penny's journey continued with a rhythm of its own. Despite facing adversity both on and off the court, he refused to be deterred. When robbed at gunpoint and hit by a stray bullet, many would have faltered. Not Penny. He battled back, stronger than ever, proving that his resilience matched his skills. Dean's List, Elite 8 appearances, Penny's trajectory was unstoppable. The Memphis Tigers witnessed his ascendancy, a force of nature that elevated the game itself. With eyes set on the NBA, he bid farewell to college hoops, but not without leaving an indelible mark. Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up, because in the next chapters of this journey, we delve into Penny's transition to the grand stage of the NBA. With early entry into the draft and the promise of a pro career, Penny's legacy was far from over. As we navigate through the twists and turns of this exhilarating saga, one thing is clear. Penny Hardaway was destined to make his mark, even in the hallowed halls of NBA royalty. You see, my friends, back in the day, the NBA was a different beast altogether. The players weren't just athletes, they were warriors, battling out on the court with a ferocity that's almost mythical in today's game. And Penny Hardaway, he was cut from the same cloth, a competitor to his core. Now, bursting with energy and confidence, Penny didn't just make a rookie entrance, he made a statement. The numbers spoke for themselves and the league took notice. We're talking 16 points, 6.6 assists, 5.4 rebounds, and a whopping 2.3 steals per game. Efficiency? He had that too. But despite his meteoric rise, Penny felt an itch that needed scratching. As Jordan was temporarily out of the equation, Penny wasn't content with resting on his laurels. He had his sights set on a showdown with the legend himself. Why? Because he wanted to prove that he could tango with the very best, even if MJ's shoes were temporarily hanging up. Penny recounted, "I wanted to compete against him. I felt I wasn't going to have that opportunity." And when things seemed to align with the universe's grand design, the basketball gods answered Penny's call. Jordan made his much-anticipated return to the hardwood. It's the moment he'd been waiting for, a chance to go toe-to-toe with the man who defined an era. Jordan might have been his airness, but Penny was ready to bring some turbulence to the atmosphere. When it came to sharing the court with Michael Jordan, Penny's competitive fire burned brighter than ever. In his own words, "First duel, United Center, a new arena and a new challenge for Jordan." The tension in the air was palpable as Penny took on the challenge. And what did he sense? He felt it deep down, that unease within MJ. The new arena seemed to throw him off his game a touch, and Penny was there to capitalize. But hey, don't take our word for it, Penny himself recalls that pivotal moment. He knew the baskets really well in Chicago Stadium, obviously, and moving to a new arena really had him shaken up a little bit. That's right, Penny was dialed in, seizing the opportunity, tasting the challenge, and making his mark on the league. Penny and Jordan locked horns once again, this time in the Eastern Conference semifinals. Here is where Penny elevated his game to a whole new level. Averaging a staggering 25.7 points, he became a force to be reckoned with. And what did he do? He helped lead the Orlando Magic to eliminate none other than Jordan and the Bulls from the Eastern Conference semifinals. Now that's a game changer. Well, we were young, we felt like it was our show before he came back, and we weren't ready to give that away, Penny revealed about the Magic's mindset against the Bulls. Their confidence wasn't just a facade, it was earned, hard-fought. They were here to prove a point, that they could go toe-to-toe with the best, with the legendary Bulls and MJ himself. Penny saw beyond the mystique of Jordan's legacy. The playoffs were a battleground, and Penny wasn't intimidated by the aura of his airness. "Why worry about the past? We were the present, the future," Penny said. The Magic had their eyes on the prize, focused on their journey. They weren't tangled up in the narratives of Jordan's past battles. The Magic were riding high, steamrolling their way through the league. Penny's bold approach paid off. In a series that had the basketball world at the edge of their seats, Orlando didn't just compete, they conquered. The Magic eliminated Jordan and the Bulls in 6 games, earning their ticket to the conference finals. Needless to say, everyone knew that Jordan wouldn't take that defeat lightly. Oh no, he had a score to settle. So when Penny and the Magic beat him in the semis, you better believe it stoked the fire in MJ's belly. Beating Michael Jordan? Yeah, that had consequences. And then the next season arrived. Penny's moment to prove that lightning could strike twice. The regular season saw Orlando manage to defeat the Bulls yet again. And this was no ordinary feat. It happened during the same year when Chicago scripted their historic 72-10 run. Talk about making a statement, right? But as they say, the tide can turn. And it did. Jordan hit back with a vengeance during the playoffs. The Magic felt the brunt of his determination as the Bulls swept them in the conference finals. It was a masterclass from the MJ we all know. The comeback was real, and Penny had to bear witness. But here's where it gets interesting. Penny, ever the strategist, offered to take on the matter. Sure, Jordan got his rhythm back, but injuries played their part in Orlando's downfall. Penny believes it shook Jordan how formidable they were, a thought that fueled his determination to dominate. And even though they managed to defeat Chicago again in the regular season, injuries got the better of them in the playoffs. So, post-1996 playoffs, Penny and MJ's paths diverged. Injuries took their toll on Hardaway, while Jordan went on to capture 2 more titles. Let's be clear here, Jordan's career was legendary. But Penny? Well, he sleeps soundly at night knowing that he had once bested the greatest of all time. Their battles were nothing short of epic, a testament to his skill, his spirit, and his audacity to challenge the very best. And if you're hungry for more jaw-dropping stories from the hardwood, you're in luck. Don't miss the next video where we dive into the world of NBA legends and players who found themselves face-to-face with the unstoppable MJ. And trust me, some were downright terrified. Catch you on the next one.
So the Bulls take another shot. They have $20 million sitting there for somebody. Well, not the whole thing, because that's the way the rules are. Right. But they got $14 million to give somebody, and
that's unbelievable. That's a lot of money,
attracting some talent.
You know what? They're going to get someone, but I'm really not interested. I want to be in Orlando.